Hi, Mr. Reed. How are you?
Hi, Ashley, right?
Correct.
Nice to see you
Nice
again.
to see you
Come
as
on.
well. Thank you. Mind if I set my stuff down?
That's fine.
Thanks.
Can I get you anything to drink?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you. Looks like you're quite the Indiana fan.
Oh, my son was in here, my 8-year-old son.
Oh, yeah.
He loves to doodle, and he's a
Big
really
sports
big sports
fan?
fan. Yeah.
Looks like, are you a big sports fan yourself?
Yeah, I am. I enjoy all the sports. I went to IU. I like to see that it's in such a position of prominence.
Looks like it is.
On the doodle board there.
Yeah, a lot of my family members went to IU as well, so.
Oh, really?
Big Hoosier fan. Was just down there last weekend. My brother's in Fiji there, so they had the little 500 race going on, so.
Oh, that's fun.
It was a good time.
I remember good times during
Oh
the
yes, good times. Well, I talked with you last week. We talked about a shipment that you were needing, automotive productive equipment, and you were hoping to come out of Vincennes here in Indiana and ship that to San Antonio, Texas, correct?
Right.
And we talked about that shipment being under 40,000 pounds, which is the legal
it should
load.
be legal, yeah.
Okay, so we would have a standard rate for that, and then you just needed one truckload, correct?
Yes, this time.
Okay, and a flatbed truck is what we would use for that. So
Yeah, there's nothing over height or over wide, so I think we can get by with a standard flat.
Okay, perfect. Because I came up with some pricing for you, and that's what we did our pricing. I'll let you look at this. So we have the project right here, Futaba Industries, or the Futaba Indiana of America 220 robot relocation, and that's going to the Futaba Industries, Texas.
Right.
Looking at this, we have a standard flatbed door to door, and that pickup would be here in Vincennes at Futaba Indiana of America. We would deliver that to Futaba Industries, Texas, in San Antonio. And then you did want that equipment to be tarped, correct?
Yeah, we've had instances in the past where we've had weather damage to equipment, that the controls and the electronics, and also wind damage. It's bent parts and created some problems for us when we reinstall and start it up and try to get it running. So we always require that all of our equipment, if it isn't in a van of some kind, that it's fully tarped and protected against the weather.
So when you had those troubles with wind damage, were those trucks tarped, or was that before you ended up
They were, well, years ago we sent a couple loads without tarping, and we sent them on nice days where we knew there wouldn't be rain damage, but we ran into wind damage.
Okay.
So we learned our lesson there, and we have sent loads that were tarped but were not properly secured, where the tarps weren't properly secured, so we still had damage, and both weather and wind damage. So we want to make sure that everything is properly secured and the tarps are fastened down properly, and our guys will help you, your driver, to make sure that that's done.
We can be sure that that's done. Okay. Well, I came up with a price for this, and this price, it's a standard price, and this does include the base mileage, the fuel surcharge, and the tarp. So with all of those things covered, the standard price for a flatbed with that shipment is $2,750.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a weekly or a price during the week. So is that shipment leaving on a weekday?
Oh, that's something I forgot to tell you.
Okay.
It looks like they won't let us work on this equipment because they're in production all during the week. They want us to remove it on the weekend. So
Okay, I thought we originally had a weekday down, so that's good to know.
would there be any additional charge for a weekend loading?
There would be a $150 extra charge for weekend loading. So if you were planning on leaving Saturday instead of that weekday that we had originally planned, then it would be an extra $150, which would make the total cost $2,900.
Okay.
So that price right there, and then it would also be insured for $100,000, which I think is something that would make you feel a little better, especially with some of the problems you've run into before.
Yeah.
Have you had any other major problems with the different carriers, or anyone that you're working with now that you've been negotiating pricing with?
Well, our biggest issue, Ashley, is time, and drivers who don't show up to where they're supposed to be at the appointed time.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what kind of problems that creates for us. We have to have a crew on site at the site where the goods are to be loaded to actually do the loading. And if we tell them to be at a certain place, say at 8 in the morning, and the trucks, we also ask the truck driver to please pick up at 8 in the morning, but the truck doesn't show up until 10 in the morning, we're paying 3 or 4 guys for 2 hours
Right.
each that they have nothing to do. So another factor is that most of our work is very time critical. And we have pickup dates and delivery dates and installation dates that are all driven by a very tight schedule. And if we slip on any of those dates, our schedule's jeopardized, which jeopardizes our customers' production, which jeopardizes their customers' production. And most of our customers are in the automotive business. And if the ultimate assembly plant can't get the parts they need on time, they have to shut the assembly plant and can't make cars, and I don't have to tell you how much money that costs.
Oh, I can only imagine. And I know with I know we talked about this in our first meeting, but with a lot of brokerage firms, it is hard to gain that trust because, I mean, they're not using their own trucks. They're going out of other people. And that's one of the things that with TQL we really pride ourselves on, because we do have a 98.5 actually percent on time percentage. This is something that we really work hard to continue. We actually have a system in our computer to track our truck drivers that we're using, and it will let us know if they've ever been late, if they've had any problems with shipments, and we make sure we only choose those carriers that have 100% on-time percentage, or at least the way I'm working. We each have our own client bases. So my client base I've built up over my past years with TQL, and these are truck drivers that I know have been reliable for me with all of the customers that I've had and the shipments that I've needed shipped.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that it's hard going through brokerage firms just because you can't build that stable relationship. You're going through me who's going through someone else. But I have really worked hard to build and maintain those relationships with the truck drivers that I do use. And I can tell you here that this driver that I found has always had a 100% on-time percentage, and he's someone that I work with quite a bit, and I've had no issues.
Well, that's reassuring, because the biggest headache I've had in the past is tardiness of drivers, and it creates huge problems. So
it's definitely frustrating.
Yeah. So if you can assure me within 98.5% on-time percentage, that will help me to sleep better tonight.
And another thing is on our computer system, it does keep track any drivers who have completely messed up with something with one of our customers. We have a box that has their name, the problem we had, and no one in Total Quality Logistics will ever use them again to carry loads.
If my customer calls me and asks me where the truck is there any way of tracking the truck so I can tell them where they are at any given time?
Yeah, we do have a system. It's called CLMS, where you can actually log onto our website and run reports or check where your freight is. But I know that's not always as convenient. I can get you the information to log on to that, but you can always go through me. I have my cell phone on me 24/7. I sleep with it on loud next to my bed. So we are sure to maintain contact with our truckers. That's one of the things from the start, that they know to always have their phones by them and charged, and I always have my phone by me and charged. So if you have any question on making sure on where your load is or making sure that it's on time and on track, then you call me, I call them, and I'll let you know exactly where they are.
Okay. Another issue that I run into is inevitably when a driver's getting ready to deliver, I get phone calls from the drivers asking me how to get to where they're going, which to me, since you're a transportation company, it seems insane that they wouldn't have some kind of a GPS or some way of knowing how to get to an address when we give them a deliver to address. Can you assure me that your drivers won't be calling me and asking me how to get to where they're supposed to be going?
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason that any truck driver that you've worked with doesn't know where they're going. That's something that we have planned out from the start. Every truck driver that we has a GPS locator in their truck. So if a problem were to arise, they know to call me and not through you. All the contact will always be through me. So I'm sorry that has happened with you in the past, but if anything like that were to happen where they lost the address or somehow got mixed up, all the contact would go through me, and I would make sure to get them that address. I mean, even if it's at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay,
So
that's great.
that will definitely be taken care of. With this pricing and with everything that we've discussed so far, I feel that we can definitely get you this shipment where it needs to go on time. Did everything sound good to you?
Yeah, I've seen other numbers, and your number's competitive. So, and I think you've answered the questions I had and concerns about on-time delivery and pickup. So,
I want you to feel reassured that your shipment will make it on time without any problems, and I will be sure to make sure that all of that is handled. So, if you want to go ahead, we can at least start out with this load, and then hopefully see if there's anything else we can do for you in the future.
okay.
All I would need is for you to sign right here, and then I'll sign right here. And like I said, total cost $2,900, insured for $100,000, and it just has to be paid within 30 days.
Okay. Those are our standard terms, so I don't see a problem there.
Good. Are there any other shipments right now that you're looking at that you might want me to go ahead and get a quote for besides this?
We ship things pretty routinely, although sometimes we don't know that we're going to need to be shipping something until a week or two before possibly, and hopefully you can turn something around quickly if something comes up
Right.
like that. At this point in time, I really don't have anything, but I'll certainly keep you in mind.
Okay.
And how quickly can you turn a quote around for me if I need a quotation?
Oh, if you give me the information I need, the commodity, where the load is going, and the weight, I can type it into the computer system and have it for you right away. Take a matter of minutes once I get the correct information that I need. So if I don't come in for a face-to-face meeting and you just want to give me a call, you have my business card. I can go ahead and type that in the computer and get back with you within 5 minutes. If a truck driver doesn't show up and it doesn't look like we have that load, give me a day or two and I will do my best to find anyone who can do that.
Okay. Super. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you. I'm glad we could find something that worked for you.
Same here. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Have a good day.